I be talking again.
Keep this on the hush.
I be talking again.
Keep this on the hush.
I be talking again.
Keep this on the hush.
I be talking again.
Keep this on the hush.
I don't know. I visualized something totally different. I didn't have a chance to practice this because I wasn't speaking, obviously. I was just writing down. So I'm going to read this just as it is. All right. I greet everybody. Like, hi, everyone. Like, I literally wrote all this stuff down. Hi, everybody. I'm Rashida. I have been on a vow silence for a couple of weeks. I broke the vow silence an hour ago. And now I kind of just want to get the information out because I visualized a totally different video. I visualized all this makeup. I don't even have earrings on. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning. I got on a robe. I have a filter on because I'm not doing that to you guys right now. Not doing that to myself. I'm looking at myself. So yeah, we got a filter on right now. And so I'm just going to read. Obviously, a lot of people want to know why I would go on a vow of silence. And the reason I went on a vow of silence, and this is always the reason I've been on doing vows of silences on and off since about 2014, 15. And the reason I do it is because, well, what triggered it the first time was, I don't want to get too deep into it, but at the time, I just felt like everything I was saying was not helping situations. I felt like it was my words. That hasn't changed. That's still the main reason why I stopped talking. But when when my words are constantly negative, who can tolerate, like, I can't even deal with that, let alone the people I'm talking to. Now, I'm not verbally abusive. I don't curse. It's not that type of stuff. It's like how many times do I have to say I need a car? How many times am I gonna keep complaining about the same stuff? Oh, I need a job. Oh, Harrison don't have a lot of stuff going on. How many times am I gonna keep repeating that? So being on a vow of silence made me realize that my words have been like preceding my life, if that makes any sense. It's in so many spiritual books. It's in the Bible, of in other books, I'm sure, of how words are everything. They're everything. And so in the midst of this particular vow of silence, I was like, in the midst of this vow of silence, I'm like, oh, I have to stop talking. I have to stop talking because if I want to see any progress in my life, and if everything coming out of my mouth is, like just having to wash dishes, having to do laundry, the same monotony, me saying, like, even like sighing, you can sigh on a vow of silence, but it's just the words that could come out, like, oh, I don't feel like washing dishes, or oh, I have to do laundry. Not saying that saves me energy. Like, not talking, you're able to save energy. Like, I don't know if that makes any sense, and I don't know if anybody's even done it to try it to see. I'm telling you, as a person who needs all the energy I can get, I have more energy just on the strength of not talking. So I can get to a point where my words get negative. You know what I'm saying? Like, and as a result, my life is not where I thought it would be. And it took a vow of silence for me to realize, oh, you're talking and then you're following your words. That's what it seems like. I just keep, it's like a cartoon in my head. The words are falling out and I'm just following along. And these words are just like complaining. They're complaining because I'm content with where I am. So why do I need to keep repeating it? I'm good. I don't need to hear myself complain about nothing no more. I don't know about everybody else. I don't know about the people around me, my family. Listen, y'all. I will talk again when things change. When things change, I'm peaceful. So let's get into the benefits of not talking patience. All right. Patience during a vow. I'm going to read exactly what I wrote. And like I said, I haven't read it since I wrote it, so I don't know. Um, Patience. Patience during a vow of silence is necessary for yourself and for the people you still have to interact with. Sorry. I cannot immediately react the way I normally would. I have to stop and think whether it's even worth a response at all. Oh, so I have to stop and think about whether it's even worth a response. Um, that's true because it's like we are just so used to responding. But on a vow of silence, you really have to be like, is it worth getting a pen and paper and writing all this down? Is it that serious? I noticed that like we'll be watching a movie and I'll be like, oh, I rang that person up at Tower. These are the thoughts that came in my head. You don't need to say that. That's your ego. Why you need to let I'm here with my son. Why does he need to know that you rang that person up? That, he doesn't even know who that is. So I noticed some things are kind of ego driven. I noticed that I hope you guys can hear me. Um, they're just things that don't necessarily need to be said. Um, so that is a revelation. Here, let's see. When I do feel compelled to respond, people have to sit there and wait for me to finish writing or typing what I'm saying. So it's teaching people patience as well. It also lets me see how interested people are in hearing what I have to say. I'm around my family mostly, so I have to. So I apologize to my cousin because sometimes like I can imagine it must be like I am not in the mood to try to figure out what you're saying, and if that's the case, it's like good. I mean, this is just for any family member. I was just mentioning my cousin because sometimes I know she's tired, and I can imagine she might not want to. So I'm grateful to her. But this is just for anybody who wants to interact with me while I'm on a vow of silence. Um, you have to sit and wait for me to respond. You have to sit and wait for me to write out what I'm gonna say. Otherwise, we don't have to talk. Like I'm easy. I'm good like that. So energy. I talked about the energy. I think, but this is what I wrote. I literally have more energy. Talking is so draining. You will not realize how energetically draining it is until you stop talking for a day or two, or however long you choose to do so. At first, it may be frustrating for you as well, but if you can, try not to be in a position where lives are changed for the worse if you don't speak. For example, obviously, surgeons while at work wouldn't be good candidates for vows of silence. There is a time and a place, and there's a time and a place, your life. I just happen to be extremely fortunate enough to not have to not have to socialize on a regular basis. I'm very grateful. Talking is exhausting and I need all the energy I can get. So creativity is also something I wrote down. I have not been in this creative I have not been and this is before I got The Artist's Way. I asked my cousin to get me that book this weekend and I'm so grateful. That book has been showing up on my news feed, on my YouTube, whatever, and the feed. And I was like, I gotta get this book, gotta get this book. And then I saw another video that kind of put a stamp on it the other day. So I asked her to get that book, but I was becoming more creative before I got that book. So being silent helped me get into a zone. Like I'll make. Okay, so we were at the intermittent fasting part. I was fasting throughout. And I'm still on and off with the fasting, as usual. Um, I also implemented intermittent fasting, which goes against everything I stand for. I'm an all or nothing type of lady, and I've been known to dry fast for a few days. So intermittent fasting is not good enough for me. But until I can get a grip on my Mary Jane addiction, the munchies got me doing the intermittent thing. That's another episode for another day. I'm your host, Rashida, and thank you so much for visiting Planet Raw. See you next Tuesday. What's that? Did you see that? Oh. Alrighty, I'm gonna go, you guys, because now I have to edit. Yeah. So, anybody wanted to? Oh, yeah, the hair is still. I'm trying that onion thing, but I'm not sure I can deal with the smell. There was so much stuff I wanted to talk to you guys about, but yeah, things just didn't. Maybe I'll make another video since I'll be able to talk throughout the day. It is only 1:20 a.m. So I'm sure I'll make another video tomorrow about like who knows? Who knows? The days are just so interesting. But there was so much stuff. So much stuff I was intrigued about telling you guys about. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Once Wednesday comes, you guys know, 6 days out of the week I won't be speaking, and then next week I'll have another. I'll just maybe it'll be different. It'll be different. Right? I feel like I talked way too much already. You see? I feel like I'm already talking too much, and I feel like I haven't said nothing. Alrighty, bye. I didn't finish. This is something else that I realized. Really, Rashida? All right, let's try to do it from this side because we don't need to see all the baldness. Have mercy. Okay, this is June 14th, 2025. I wrote this. I realized something a few minutes ago. Ever since I've been on a vow of silence, I have been extremely self-conscious about talking, let alone on camera. But the way life works, that probably means I'm supposed to do it. But not talking makes me question if what I'm saying is worth hearing and why. Not talking actually makes me realize how unnecessary constantly talking is. Now I'm trying to decipher what's worth saying. Speaking once a week allows me to curate what I'm saying, like the videos I create. If you watch this, thank you. I'm gonna do more just because it's not really about people watching it. It's about when I am not here anymore, my kids can have a place to find me. If I happen to help somebody in between that, then that's a good thing. But yeah, I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna go now. Thank you for listening.